Hi, this is Prana Talk TV, Elitom El-Amin,
And I'm Shana Dean.
and we would like to invite you to this fabulous channel talking about the Breatharian lifestyle, the Breatharian journey, and everything in between.
Absolutely. It is our new channel on YouTube called Prana Talk TV, and you will find videos and information that you will not find anywhere else.
Absolutely, that's guaranteed. We're taking it higher and higher. We're having so much fun because the pranic journey is a beautiful lifestyle to be on. And this is where you can get educated and get more and more information for those who are on a journey around the world.
Absolutely. We're going to have interviews from different breatharians around the world. We're going to talk about everything from meditation to qigong to breath work to how to maintain or be in that theta state of mind so you can be more in touch with the higher cosmic energies that are fueling us.
Absolutely. So again, we love you. Have a nice day and hope to see you there. Please subscribe.
Yes, subscribe and leave comments and communicate with us so we can share with you and learn what you want to hear and just basically share the love and the prana.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Namaste.
Hi, I'm Shana from Shana Dean Reiki and Pranic Living. I'm also the co-host with Elitom El-Amin for Prana Talk TV, our new YouTube channel. We invite you to come over and visit us. We have conversations with one another about high vibrational, high frequency living, the breatharian journey, pranic living. We have interviews with breatharians from around the world. We offer a lot of information and inspiration. So visit us on Prana Talk TV. Subscribe, click the little bell so you can receive our notifications, and we look forward to seeing you there.
This is Elitom El-Amin, Breatharian. And right now we're into the series of Beyond Meats. This is a crucial time that we're in as we're dealing with different pandemics that have taken place in the past, and we have a real serious one right now. It's right in our face. And it's hard for some people to comprehend how real this is because you got the whole world on lockdown. You got people dying. And there's many different views, many different things. Is it a conspiracy and all this other stuff taking place? But that's besides the point. Right now, this is at your doorstep. And we're talking about raising your vibration. Because that's my job, is to teach humanity to raise your vibration. Everything else don't mean a hill of beans. Because, why do I say that so boldly? Your whole purpose for being here, my purpose for being here, because you are me, is to clear blockages. Think about that. Clear blockages. Just experiment with your own life. Remember those times when situations and events were taking place that were real, bogged down on you, stressful, and no matter what happened, when it got relieved, you felt so good that that weight was off of your shoulders. On many different levels, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. We all experience what happened when certain stresses get off of us. Whether it's good or bad, we're not judging it like that. But your whole job is to clear blockages. See, this is what the Breatharian journey is talking about. So that's why when I talk about it's not about eating or not eating, and many people try to fast their way to Breatharianism but don't make it, you can't understand what we're talking about. But when you understand clearing blockages, that is the process to the Breatharian levels. You are actually just clearing blockages in your physical being, blockages in your life. But it begins with yourself on going inside. Now, your whole purpose of being born is, yes, you probably did pick up a lot of stuff that you had you didn't start, because we're information and we got information from our parents, our grandparents, our whole family line is inside of us. So when you deal with the Breatharian journey, you are also clearing blockages from your family lineages inside of you. And those of you who are on the spiritual path again, who understands this, you're peeling yourself away just like an onion. The more and more you do this, the more and more you can see the light of what you truly supposed to become and truly supposed to be. And then you can see your self-sustaining qualities. Now there's 3 worlds. The other 2 I'm not really going to talk about, but you understand this world we live in, this physical world. So you can relate to this. So now we have to start clearing blockages that you can relate to. The other 2 worlds are invisible, but you are in each and every one of them simultaneously at the same time. But you must bring up this lower vibration first in order to comprehend or become aware more of the more unseen forces or the unseen worlds. I hope this is making sense as we go through this. So your whole job is to clear the blockages, your whole state of being, but there's one main thing you must do. This is very important. The main thing is you must identify the blockage. If you can't identify the blockage, you can't deal with it. So that's why there's a thing called raising your vibration or raising your frequency. When you raise your vibration, you are better able to see the blockage. And the universe is user-friendly. It will reveal it to you over and over again. It's not something just will leave. That's why they keep saying a person keep repeating it over and over again if you don't get rid of it. And it'll keep following you. And this is and all of us go through it. So raising your vibration. So now we're talking about in this dispensation of time we're in of leaving alone meats, going beyond meats, meat and beyond. Meat is at a denser frequency than all the other foods. Even on the energetic level, they say it has no life force in it. So as we go into this, now I know you're going to question me too. Well, Elitom, we see many people who was talking veganism, more live and organic foods, and they died. We understand that. This is just hitting one aspect of it where we deal with physical foods. But then again, those were teachers who were at least giving us a piece to the puzzle. But again, clearing blockages is really the name of the ball game. And a lot of those are unseen forces, unseen traumas that's in us. So even if you got a person on a high level diet, they still have to come to grips with there's blockages that need to be cleared. And a lot of them is on the emotional and mental and energetic levels, you understand, as we go through peeling this onion. And the more you get rid of those blockages, the more that the light could come in. So we're about to go on a journey as we start, at least peeling back, getting rid of those meat diets. Now I got people that come to me sometime that say, well, I started eating meat again and I felt a whole lot better. Do we supposed to? Is it in my DNA? It seems like that, but don't fall for that because it has nothing to do with that again. We're dealing on more deeper levels here. See, those are other life forms without a shadow of a doubt. Animals get scared, they have fear. And right now, there's abuse to the animal kingdom. Most of your preventable diseases on the planet is taking place, and even these viruses, or is on the abuse of animals. It could be traced back to it some type of way. That's the universe revealing to us it's time to leave that alone. It's time to take a time out so that you can raise your vibration and you don't have to repeat this again. Yes, we're talking on real bigger levels now of physical immortality and also taking the body up in the light. This ain't for the other people who still have those old belief systems. It's okay. But the more you keep living this life and this knowledge get out here, it will slowly rotate to you. So just give it a chance. Look at it. Don't even judge it. Because the laboratory and the light that's already in you is going to reveal it to you on what you need to do next on lightening up your load. We got that word called enlightenment, and notice how I got light in it. That means you're becoming lighter. You understand? So some people get on this path and they go totally too fast, wanting to become a breatharian. You don't want to become a breatharian. That's not what it's about. You want to be healthy. And the way you get healthy is by loosening up blockages, clearing blockages that's holding you back. This is what it's all about again. So again, you got people losing too much weight, don't understand. All they're doing is fasting, binge eating. We're not talking about that. Let go one thing at a time until you get stronger on that new vibration and just start clearing up other blockages that will be revealed to you. This is heavy now. This is the great work. Until you become to a level where you can see for yourself as your energy channels, and all of us have them, open up more, and you'll be able to see more clearly and get all this information that's coming through us, around us, and that's living in us. So as we go on this journey, listen as we go through each phase, because it's fun once you start getting on this journey. It's fun when you start seeing yourself develop, seeing yourself change, and get out of those modes of depression and all of this other stuff, because happiness and gratitude is the foundation also of this journey. To be grateful that you have this life to experience. And those are the foundations, and everything else, where happiness, joy, peace, those are byproducts of a raised vibration. And you'll know when you're raising your vibration. Now listen at this.
Did you know there are many reasons to go vegan? To stop eating meat altogether? Everything that we eat has prana. And the question is, how much prana does our food actually have? Now, in the Indian yogic traditions, it's said that if you want to meditate and live a more sattvic lifestyle, you want to eat more sattvic foods. So what does that mean? That's foods that are very balancing for the body, that doesn't create any aggression or irritation in the system. It's a diet that allows you to actually sit in meditation and develop your spiritual practice. So if you want to be on a breatharian lifestyle, or any type of a lifestyle that's healthy and more high vibrational, really think about the energy that is in your food. Meat, of course, has the lowest vibrational imprint. And then next is dairy. The more fruits and vegetables and natural grains and things like that, beans that you can eat, the better. When you're able to, from there you can of course drop beans and grains and just eat fruits and vegetables. From there you can go to a raw food diet. But these are all levels and layers. You don't have to start from eating meat to moving right into being a raw foodist, let's say. But at least let go of the meat. Start really thinking about this, because it really does change your vibration. And it's said that eating meat causes anger and other things in the body. It does create an unrest and more heat in the body than it needs. So allow your body to kind of slip into a more natural, balanced state. If you want to develop spiritually, it really is the way to go. I will tell you that I am a Reiki master teacher, and I have been so for a long, long time. And when I received my very first attunement, level 1, I can no longer eat meat again. Why is this? Because the attunement actually refined and lightened my energy, and I was no longer a frequency match for meat. Now, I'm not saying with every attunement with Reiki, everyone's just going to give up meat. It's going to be individual, right? So Reiki aligns people with each person's individual higher self, and everybody is different. But I'm sharing this story because it shows you, and it showed me, the difference between meat versus vegetables, meat versus a plant-based diet. It's a frequency. So the question is, what frequency do you want to have in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, in your spiritual energetic state? Do you want to have a frequency of love and light and compassion for all? You know, not eating meat is the most compassionate diet there is. Do you want to develop your spiritual life? You might want to think of getting rid of meat, letting it go. You don't actually need it.
Now again, as we continue on this journey, keep in mind that free will, we use that term a lot, but free will is basically an illusion. Your conscious thinking only have a small percentage of what's taking place in your life. Your subconscious is creating your life. Now let's bring it back down to earth. When we say consciousness, immediately you think of your thinking up in your head. Now listen at that word subconscious. It got sub on it. So what's below your head is your body. That means that your body is the what? The bigger picture of your consciousness. When you deal with the holistic message, the Breatharian message, the high vibration, if you want to expand your consciousness, you do it through the physical body, which is your consciousness, which is your thinking, which is your mind. This has the total package of the total story. It's keeping track of the sun, it's keeping track of the moon, it's keeping a track of the environment. You're even thinking with your skin. This has understand what's going on in the external, and your skin has what? Knows what all your internal organs is at. It's also coordinating that. So this is the fullness of your body. This is great, ain't it? So that's why you want to start taking this message as a health message on raising your vibration. And it starts out by raising your physical body. So diet and exercise is the first initiations of true spirituality. Now, diet and exercise as we know it is temporary. That's why I know a lot of people get shocked by, wait a minute, this person was in all this health stuff and they died, but this person is doing that, why do they live? Well, there's a whole thing of why that is taking place, because we're dealing with different things, dealing with our ancestry, what's in us and stuff like that. That's why I'm presenting this message to you. But even those people who seem like they broke the rules here, which they did, that diet and exercise is temporary, we must take the vibration deeper now, dealing with these things of compassion, dealing with these things of gratitude, because even the people who's catering to those negative vices will tell you that, yes, even their energy will be a lot higher if they let go of those certain vices. You understand? So everybody got their things or where they're coming through on these avenues as we're making music, dealing with these different frequencies. But again, we want to go to the ultimate, when we go to our fullness, when we defeat death and raise our vibration all the way. So we're going back to this meat concept again, where we have to peel off the layers again. Now, I got something here, and it's dealing with your brain. And not only the brain, our whole physical body. Our whole body is awesome. This is the greatest science and technology that you have access to. Matter of fact, the neurons or the electricity in our body, we have an electrical base. It goes 250 miles an hour around the body. This is awesome. This is the greatest computer. Our heart is beating electricity. It has an electrical device, got that going. Our brain is using all of these neurons and these neuron synapses. So this body we live in, what will hold down the electrical movement is what we put in our body. So again, we want to leave those denser food alone, coming from the fats, from the food, the lard, and all this other stuff from eating the meats again, so that the electrical equipment can run a lot more smoother and deal with the bigger picture. Because we do live in an electromagnetic universe. This is what it's all about now. So even when you look at my makeup, what do you see? This is all electronics right here. My eyes see frequency. It got cones and rods in my eyes to deal with that. My heart is beating. I'm not thinking about it to beat. You are actually going more on unconscious, subconscious awareness to what you're thinking about. In other words, everything is happening. So the free will is an illusion. Why do they say this? Well, if there's a food that you like and you know you need to leave it alone, tell yourself that you don't like it no more. You can't, because you did it so many times. The reason why you like it, that program is now lodged into the body. So that's why it keep presenting itself to you, keep calling itself to you. So that's why to reprogram the subconscious is through repetition. Keep over and over again, mentally and also through action. Mentally and also through action. So coming on the Breatharian path, I usually tell people, you can't starve yourself into it. Just put yourself into a new cycle when you fast once a week. You start leaving alone the denser foods. And at first it seemed like a struggle, but over a period of time, you start putting that new program in the body, and the program in the body will start having a new lightness for the other new frequencies. Just by fasting that once a day, your body will know when it's time to do that day, so it should become easier. You'll get used to it. Certain foods, if you leave them alone. Don't beat up on yourself altogether and suppress it, but purge yourself off of it. Slowly put in that new frequency, because the universe is user-friendly. Now take a look at this.
Let's talk about protein in relation to meat. A lot of people here in the United States, and I'm guessing in other Western countries, feel that 30% protein is what you need to be healthy and strong and build muscle. And they feel they need to get that protein from meat. Well, did you know that WHO, the World Health Organization, has set the protein standard for only 10%? That's not very much. You actually don't need the amount of protein that you think you do. In fact, you can get 10% protein just from eating fruits and vegetables. You don't have to add in anything else. Fruits and vegetables, all fruits and vegetables, even apples, celery, anything like that, it all has protein. Small amounts, I admit, but when you add it all together in a whole day of eating, you're getting everything you need. You don't have to try to add more in. You don't have to add the protein powders and everything else. In fact, did you know that eating too much protein is actually unhealthy for you? It puts a heavier load on your kidneys, for one. And two, and the one that's the most interesting fact here, it actually leaches calcium from your bones. Did you know that? So the whole idea of milk doing your body good, for example, we're going to group meat with dairy because we're promoting veganism here. This is the way of the future. But let's just take milk, for example. Milk is a protein. Milk actually doesn't do a body good. It leaches calcium from your bones. It does the exact thing that we are told it does, the exact opposite thing we are told it does. The reason is because it creates a very acidic environment in your system. So your body will take calcium from your bones to help neutralize and alkalize your system. The less protein you eat, the less this is the case. So the more meat you eat, the more calcium you're losing. The more dairy you drink or eat, the more calcium you're losing. This is why countries like the United States is rampant with osteoporosis. That's just one example. So you absolutely don't need all the protein. You don't need to worry about getting in the protein. There are no protein deficiencies. Did you know that? Just eat a healthy, balanced diet of fruits and vegetables, completely plant-based, and you will get all the protein that you need.
Now your thinking is so powerful that, let's take a situation that creates anxiety, a situation that creates fear. But fear and anxiety is not created by the external situation. Fear and anxiety always come from inside. So that's why mind mastery is very important. You can tell where a person's spiritual level at is when a situation takes place. When a situation takes place where you squeeze an orange juice is going to come out. So it's the same way with people. I've ran into people that talk the spiritual game to the T, but as soon as a situation comes, it squeezes them. Then they're complaining, what should I do? Blaming others, blah, 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 all of these fights, all of this chaos. That right there is the indication to show what was inside. He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. So when external situations come in, you'll see a person that's taking it at a lot more milder level, have more mind mastery, understand that anxiety, fear, and everything is inside, and that ceases itself. It won't be long before that person will also cool down the external. And that's why you see people will have those titles of a spiritual master or more spiritually involved than others. You understand? But again, a lot of those meats, let's go back to that, the fear that the animals have. I remember there were some friends of mine who was with this voodoo group, and this isn't attacking voodoo or the religion itself, but they were doing the chickens, killing the chickens. But one of my friends said, I noticed how as they was killing the one chicken, the other chickens were afraid. It just meant he felt that frequency. So now we're turning the tables on everything. We don't want to take part in that no more. Because when you take part in that, it's also going in your energetic matrix. And somewhere down the road, you're going to have to remove it. That's why it's manifesting itself in people's high blood pressure, liver ailments, cancer, stroke, diabetes. As soon as you go to the doctor's office, the first thing he asks you is, what are you consuming? What is your window of consumption? So again, let's at least go to the things we know that we're taking part in to relieve those certain energies so that we can move on and have fun and raising our vibration. Now, when your vibration is raised, now listen at this. The sun is a high vibration. We got vibrations that's out there. Notice how nature in this high vibration is always giving. When your vibration is high, you give more with no explanations. The sun don't say, I'll give you some more sunlight, but you have to do this, this, and this. And a lot of people, when they do give, they expect you to do something. But you'll be able to really give from the heart chakra, your heart that comes from the fullness of you. And don't expect nobody to do nothing. You do it because that's the way you are. You have a high vibration. You're happy about it. And you can be happy for no apparent reason. Now, you notice how I always laugh and all this other stuff. That is my natural state because I know how to keep a high vibration. Now, yes, as you're going through this universe, you will meet increased stimuli, but you will get used to knowing how to upgrade your vibration through breath work, through meditation, through movement, through watching what you put in your body. So even when you get stuck, you won't stay stuck very long where you become and know that this whole thing about life is about frequency and vibration. And then you'll be able to maintain it. And then being on a breatharian journey, you won't be coming in and out no more. You'll be able to maintain that high vibration, and then you'll be fed by the other forces or nourished by the other forces, because that's what it's all about again. Everything is frequencies and vibrations.
Let's talk about protein in relation to the pranic path. I have mentioned that in a whole day of eating, if you're only eating fruits and vegetables, for example, you're getting all the protein that your body needs. What happens if you don't have a whole day of eating? What happens if you're fasting? What happens if you're, let's say, skipping breakfast or only eating one meal a day? Or maybe doing alternate day fasting, which is where you eat every other day. Or you're working along a pranic journey to become more of a breatharian. What happens then to your protein? Are you familiar with autophagy? That's actually something that has been proven. In fact, there is a scientist who just recently won the Nobel Peace Prize for proving autophagy. And what that is when you put yourself into a starvation mode, which is fasting, your body then begins to eat the dead cells in your system that are no longer serving you. The dysfunctional cells, the cells that might turn into illness and disease. All of this gets eaten up. Autophagy literally translates to self-eating. Another interesting thing from this autophagy is that your body actually starts to produce its own protein. This is a scientific fact. So when you stop eating or you're skipping meals here and there, you're actually creating your own protein. You absolutely do not need to eat meat. You never need to worry about getting in protein. If you are eating fruits and vegetables, things like that, or a vegan diet, you're getting in all the protein you need from the fruits and vegetables. And if you choose to fast, you are creating all the protein your body needs. We are a self-generating organism, and we have everything within us to fuel us and keep us healthy.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about.
So our history is implanted in our genetic structure. And by realizing this is why it's so important for us. Your whole duty now is to clear blockages in life. Life is already a given and it's good, it's beautiful. We're living in the Garden of Eden, but all you have to do is be the caretaker. And the caretaker is to clear the blockages, and the universe is user-friendly. It will take care of the rest. Now this is wonderful, ain't it? And that's its constitution. So the high vibration will always win over the low vibration. So in order to change the world, you start out by changing yourself. And again, let's don't bring on those other energies, you understand, of the fear of other beings, of us holding them down. Allow them to live and let them live freely. They have their own evolutions. But when you take part in blocking other beings' evolution, it will come back to block yours. And eventually, like we said, you'll have to deal with it. Now, when you are aware and awake, you remember I said your whole duty is to unclear blockages? But also you must identify that it's a blockage. The blockage is there. Now, in the teachings of Buddha, he did say a good point when he was under the Bodhi tree when he achieved enlightenment. He was just sitting there. And just by sitting there, the past blockages rose within him and revealed himself of his past histories. And then when he dealt with it, that's what brought more light in the body. So all your past experiences and traumas is locked into your physical body. So when you get into meditation and you relax and just sit there, whether if you're contemplating or not, it will soon reveal itself to you. So that's how universe works. It's not like you won't know, but it's us, we have to have the courage to go ahead and deal with it, no matter how much we think it hurts. Some things are easier to deal with than others, but when these blockages get removed, it'll help us more and more. But I will say one thing about dealing with the food journey. Food is the easiest way. I gotta put it out there, this is all easy, to deal with unleashing these blockages. Because keep in mind, your physical body is your mind, it is your consciousness. So when we stop putting in that dense, fear-based frequencies in the body, and nobody's holding down your arms, you're doing it. Especially if you're living in a situation where you have more freedom on what you put into your body. Because some people are in situations where it's more forced on them for the moment. Nobody's arguing that. But most people, if you're in a free type of form or what you could pick where you put into your body, start making that better choice at least. So you can change your history, your genetic pattern that's coming off you dealing with these frequencies and vibrations. And over a period of time, those old frequencies won't be led to you no more. I remember one of my favorite foods was avocados. Every time I try to suppress it and break it, I'll see a commercial on TV of an avocado. I'll see a newspaper article saying they're on sale. I'll see them on a billboard. Right now, I don't see that no more because it's not coming off my frequency. So like I said, free will is an illusion. Your subconscious is creating your reality. Is sort of like when you buy a new car. Then all of a sudden you start seeing that car, or seeing the color of that car all over the place. It's coming off of the frequency off of your body. So if it's that powerful, when you start dealing with breatharianism and start getting this new thought and idea, start lightening up the foods and the universe see that that's what you want to do, it start attracting to you the more subtle frequencies that will start sustaining you. This is a science. It's all about frequency and vibration again. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you continue and enjoy the journey. This is a lot of fun, and have fun as you go. That's what it's all about too. Eating less. Don't suppress it. Have fun and watch yourself grow, get healthier and happier. And that's an indication that you have a higher vibration. Peace and blessings from meat and beyond. This is the age we're going into, a vegan world. It's mandatory.
Now everybody knows a meat eater who decided to switch over to being vegetarian and even vegan, tried it for a while and was not successful. They say that they didn't feel good, they weren't balanced, they didn't have the strength, or possibly they were lightheaded, or it just didn't feel quite right. Now let's talk about why this is. Now some people can switch from being a meat eater into being vegan overnight, and there's no problems at all. They feel fantastic. In fact, better than ever. And some people really struggle. The reason for this isn't because their body needs the meat. That's absolutely not true. Your body does not need the meat. In fact, there are so many studies and so much evidence proving that our bodies thrive even more and are even healthier when we take the meat out of our diets. So what is it? What's going on? The reason is because of the condition of the digestive system and something called gut dysbiosis. That's when you have an imbalance in the good and the bad bacteria. The digestive system needs to have a balance of healthy flora. And if you don't have that inner terrain in balance and healthy, it makes the transition really difficult. The symptoms that you might receive, like feeling lightheaded or weak, really isn't because of the lack of meat. It's the enzymes and the bacteria in your gut that's out of balance. So what you need to do is actually do some cleansing, some detoxing, working on building up the good bacteria in your digestive system. This is really important. If you are overrun with candida, for example, you might want to do a candida cleanse. You might want to do some colon hydrotherapy. You might want to take a probiotic. There's lots of things you can do. You might even want to start doing some cleansing, like regular juice fasting, which means you're just drinking juices, or water fasting periodically to help. There are so many routes you can take and so many different ways of starting to cleanse and detox the body. So if you take meat out of your diet and you are having symptoms, take a look at your inner terrain, how you can clean that and clear that. Because I guarantee you that once you can get yourself balanced internally, switching to a plant-based diet is so easy, and you will never feel better. You will have energy, well, unless of course you go fully pranic, but we'll talk about that later. Right now we're talking about meat and being vegan. You will feel amazing. You will thrive. You will have more energy, more stamina. You will look better. Your skin will get clear. Your eyes will get clear. You'll have a better outlook on life. It's a happy diet. It really does. It lifts depression. It just makes you feel fantastic. You don't need meat. If you're struggling with that transition, really take a look at what it is your body is going through now. And don't blame the lack of meat for what you're feeling. Take a look. Check in with yourself. Check in with your intuition. Maybe even talk to a naturopath or someone who can help you do the detoxing that you need. I know you can do it. You do not need meat.
P.S. Someone once said diet, D-I-E-T. And I believe KRS-One, the one rapper, he's quoted it from somebody else. Did I eat that? He said if you need to question that right there, he gave his spill on it. But I'm going to change the wording on the D-I-E-T. Do I eat that? Diet. Do I eat that? So there's times you start questioning yourself, do you eat that? You don't need to eat anything no more. The body is a good servant, but it makes a bad master. So as we go into mind mastery, and this is your mind, look at the joy that's going to take place as you start dealing with your physical body on a more unique level. Do I eat that? Let's go for it. Peace and blessings. Namaste.
Let's talk about veganism in relation to the environment. This is a really important topic, something we should all be very interested in right now. The health of our beautiful Mother Earth, of Gaia. Did you know that switching to a vegan diet, taking meat and dairy out of your diet, has the most positive impact on the ecology than anything else? More so than recycling, more so than not driving your car. It's huge. It really is. It's said that if you switch to a vegan diet, you reduce your carbon footprint over 70%. This is something you really need to pay attention to. Not only is eating vegan the healthiest way to eat, but it is the healthiest for the planet. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a win-win all the way around. Healthy for you, healthy for the planet, and not to mention that it is extremely compassionate. It's saying that yes, you respect Mother Earth and all of her children. You're respecting all the animals. Do you realize that when you choose to eat meat, not only are you choosing to eat an animal that's been slaughtered, but you're choosing to eat an animal and to support the life of this animal who has really suffered. Of course, you're eating the energy of that. If you think of the energy in the prana, you're eating the energy of suffering. The energy, unfortunately, of a beautiful creature who felt extreme fear before it was slaughtered. There's a lot going on here. You have the energy, you have the compassion. Why would you love your dog or your cat but not show that same amount of love and honor for any other creature that's on this planet? All animals are part of nature. All animals are part of our beautiful system here on Gaia. And this diet, a vegan diet, it's all about aligning ourselves with our higher selves, with being more in balance with Gaia and all the animals here. So yes, it's about the environment, cleaning up the world, doing our part to be in balance, and also honoring the gorgeous, beautiful animals that are here that are very intelligent. Did you know that drinking dairy is contributing to slaughter? Did you know those dairy cows are injected with hormones? And also, they are artificially inseminated, so they're pregnant. That's how they can actually even produce the milk that we take from them. So we drink the milk of pregnant cows. And when they give birth to male cows, to calves, those male calves go off to be raised and slaughtered for meat. So when you are drinking milk, you are contributing to more suffering, to the whole system. And I will say that in addition to the compassion, like I said, because veganism is compassionate, and we're moving that direction with this higher consciousness way of being, moving more into the heart, moving more into love and compassion, all of that's so important. It is really who you are. It's who we all are. But this helps the whole entire planet. The planet can no longer sustain us with animal agriculture. In other words, this particular industry is causing so much harm that it cannot carry us into the future. The future actually is vegan. It's also pranic. So the less we eat, the better. But until you are able to move in that direction, at the very least, take meat and dairy out of your diet. It is inevitable that the planet will be moving in this direction for the health of its own self, Mother Earth, and for us and for the animals. We all have to work and live and thrive in harmony. So the sooner you can let the meat go, the better. Do the cleansing you need to do the meditating you need to do the mental programming you need to do, whatever it is. Find the recipes to make it delicious, and it's delicious. It's a win-win-win for everybody, veganism.